They should
Right.
stay at U10.
So right now I see 11
Okay.
for U10. And 9 for U9,
Okay.
which is still okay.
I left a voicemail from Fred today.
Yes, because if there's some,
He didn't
I don't think
contact
there was
us.
enough for you, did he?
I have 3,
Yeah.
So
so they can play off.
I just wanted to send an email out to council, just to kind of dictate.
Plus next year at U11, I think I'm gonna need 9-year-olds.
99,
Yeah, so
Yeah, you need,
I'd like to start adding to my roster
Yeah.
this year. So I keep my girls in.
yeah.
So we'll see where everything falls.
So you want,
Okay.
you want the girl that's on U9 playing
Right,
with U10,
right.
which could probably work,
Yep.
because then they could just move those 3, you can still be U9 team.
Correct.
And they'll still have
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Because the dad already said it, if we make my daughter play U9, we're going to the stands. I'll explain to you guys later what they're both topic to.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Mount Olive Township Council Workshop Meeting for April 21, 2026. Can you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silent reflection? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by sending timely notice to the Daily Record and the West Morris Reporter and posting notice on the bulletin board of the Municipal Building, 204 Flanders Drakestown Road, Bud Lake, New Jersey. Additional notice has been posted on the township website and sent to those individuals requesting the same. Roll call, please.
Mr. Aaron,
Here.
Mr. Fronte,
Here.
Mrs. Lebaugh, Ms. Lalama, Mr. Mania,
Here.
Mr. Ruggiero,
Here.
Mr. Roman.
Here. All right, and I just want to recognize Mr. Mania's birthday today. I understand you're turning 39. I'm going to move over to that podium. We have a presentation. Tracy and Zoe, you mind coming on up? I'm sure we're clapping because we know what they did, but for the, if you wouldn't mind. So for those in attendance that are not aware, today we want to recognize an extraordinary act of courage and compassion. On February 5th, Tracy Foy and Zoe Foy responded without hesitation when their neighbor's garage caught fire. Zoe immediately ran to alert the neighbor and her aide, while Tracy called 911. Realizing that the danger and knowing that their neighbor had limited mobility, they made the brave decision to enter the smoke-filled home and carry her to safety. They then cared for her, keeping her warm, calm, and protected until she was reunited with her family. Their quick thinking and selfless actions likely prevented a far more tragic outcome. Tracy and Zoe exemplify the true bravery, kindness, and what it means to look out for one another's neighbor, and a perfect example of the residents in this Mount Olive community. So I'd like to present certificates to Zoe. Congratulations, and to Tracy for your heroic efforts and bravery.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, thank you.
She was well said.
Now, as a reward, you can either choose to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you can leave. No, thank you again.
Yeah, she's so happy.
Okay, we're on to resolutions. There are 20 resolutions. Does anyone on council have any questions on any of the resolutions? Seeing none, if we have no ordinance, we have 2 ordinances for first reading. Does anyone have any questions on any of the ordinances? Seeing none, we have no ordinances for second reading. We're on to our old business. Does anyone have any old business? Andrew, regarding the pop-up signs, have we looked into that, or what are we gonna, can we do about it?
Yes, we are looking into it, and we are taking action. I did direct our zoning officer to start enforcing it. She's been working with the Public Works Department to collect the signs. We've been notifying those businesses. We're giving them a first chance to go around town and collect all their signs, but if they remain, then summonses will follow.
And just for clarification, what is the fines and penalties?
The fine is up to $2,000 that they can impose. So that's the maximum amount.
Is it possible that we could put something on our socials, just to kind of alert everyone, because I'm assuming they're not aware that they can't do that. Does anyone else have any old business? Any new business? Okay. We're on to our first public portion. Does anyone from the public wish to be heard? Okay, seeing none. Can I get a motion to adjourn to the public meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I now call to order the Township Council public meeting for April 21, 2026. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by sending timely notice to the Daily Record and the West Morris Reporter, and posting notice on the bulletin board of the municipal building, 204 Flanders Drakestown Road, Bud Lake, New Jersey. Additional notice has been posted on the township website and sent to those individuals requesting the same. Roll call, please.
Mr. Aaron,
Here.
Mr. Ferrante,
Here.
Mrs. Leibau, Ms. Lalama, Mr. Menia,
Yes.
Mr. Ruggiero,
Here.
Mr. Roman.
Here. Okay, we have approval of previous minutes. Mr. Ferrante?
Make a motion to approve the, hold on one sec. March 24th, 2026, closed session minutes.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Any questions or comments on the minutes? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Aaron,
Yes.
Mr. Ferrante,
Yes.
Mr. Menia,
Here.
Mr. Ruggiero,
Here.
Mr. Roman.
Yes. All right, we're on to correspondence. Correspondence has been previously provided to council. Does anyone on council have any questions or comments on any of the correspondence? Seeing none, there are no ordinances for public hearing, so we're on to ordinances for first reading, with a second reading of May 5th, 2026. The next item on the agenda for first reading is ordinance number 12-2026, entitled, "An Ordinance of the Township of Mount Olive amending the salary ordinance would establish salaries for the mayor, council, department heads, and other exempt employees." Mr. Ruggiero.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that ordinance number 12-2026 be introduced by title and passed on first reading, be scheduled for public hearing, second reading, and consideration of final passage at the meeting to be held on May 5th, 2026 at 7 p.m. at the Municipal Building, 204 Flanders Drakestown Road, Bud Lake, New Jersey, and be published, posted, and made available by the clerk in accordance with the law.
Second. It's been moved in second. Is there any council discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Aaron,
Yes.
Mr. Ferrante,
Yes.
Mr. Menia,
Here.
was that yes?
Yes or no on the ordinance?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Ruggiero,
Yes.
Mr. Roman.
Yes. Okay, we're on, the next item on the agenda for first reading is ordinance number 13-2026, entitled, "An Ordinance Amending the Salary Ordinance of the Township of Mount Olive," entitled, "Salaries of Certain Non-Union Personnel." Mr. Aaron.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that ordinance 13-2026 be introduced by title and passed on first reading, be scheduled for public hearing, second reading, and consideration of final passage at a meeting to be held on May 5th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in the Municipal Building, 204 Flanders Drakestown Road, Bud Lake, New Jersey, and be published, posted, made available by the clerk in accordance with the law.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any council discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Aaron?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrante?
Yes.
Mr. Mania?
Yes.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Roman?
Yes. Okay, we're on to consent resolutions. Does anyone wish to move any to non-consent? Seeing none. Mr. Mania, would you move consent resolutions 152-2026 through 171-2026?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for consent resolutions 152-2026 through 171-2026.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Does anyone from the public wish to be heard on the consent resolutions? Seeing none, is there anyone on council on the consent resolutions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Aaron?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrante?
Yes.
Mr. Mania?
Yes.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Roman?
Yes. Okay, we're on to the bill list. Mr. Ferrante, would you move the bill list?
I make a motion to move the bill list.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions on any items on the bill list? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Aaron?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrante?
Yes.
Mr. Mania?
Yes.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Roman?
Yes. We're on to administrative reports. Andrew?
Thank you, Council President. A pre-construction meeting was held with Tilcon regarding the rehabilitation of Waterloo Valley Road. This is being funded through a NJDOT Transportation Trust Fund grant. The project's going to take about a week, and the contractor will mobilize sometime towards the end of May. Once we have a complete schedule, then we'll do a release to notify the businesses and residents. And some of those businesses in the area recommended some pedestrian improvements, so we've incorporated some new sidewalks and crosswalks into the project. Unfortunately, our grant to the DCA to fund a bocce ball court behind the senior center was not granted. This is our second time actually that we applied for the same project. So I'm feeling either the grant's not meeting their criteria, or since we were successful in 2 other grants at Flanders Park, I think that maybe they'd be spreading it out to other towns. So in the future, if this is something that we want to consider giving back to the seniors, then we might have to fund that project ourselves.
I mean, I don't know how the rest of the council feels, but I would like to see that in next year's budget negotiations.
Okay.
And maybe, and then using your efforts in administration, have some fundraising to be able to get some corporate
I think
sponsorships.
we could do something like that. Also, a meeting was held with the Mount Olive Baseball and Softball Association and our contractor regarding the rehabilitation of the Dan Jordan Fields, which was budgeted in the 2026 capital. All 3 fields will be fully skinned, given a clean edge, regraded, tilled, with new infield mix and sodded. Due to the schedule of the program, that's not going to start until November, but we're starting the process with scheduling. And also, I'm proud to announce that the township is again a recipient of the Safety Incentive Program. We scored a score of 100. We'll be receiving $2,000 from the JIF and our risk manager. And I want to give special thanks to Claudia and the Safety Committee. They meet on a monthly basis. They go over all the safety concerns, implement policies, training videos. So without that effort, it wouldn't be as successful. And our app. We're close to launching our GoGov Mount Olive Connect app. We have some training scheduled over the next couple weeks, and before Memorial Day, we'll put out some information so that residents can start using the app, and we'll be pushing out information and kind of streamlining how all of our information gets pushed out to the public.
Yeah, I downloaded and started playing around with it, and my has had a huge improvement over the first time we tried. So thank you very much for doing that.
And that is all.
All right, thank you. Okay, we're on to our last old business. Anybody have any old business? Seeing none, new business. Seeing none, legal matters.
I do have something to report to the council tonight. Last week, our Judge Eugene Allen, in the Mount Laurel matter for the township that's a pending 2025 affordable housing litigation, she did grant us a final certification of compliance and repose. So we are on our way now. That will hopefully conclude our ongoing affordable housing litigation, at least for the foreseeable future. We're entitled to immunity from exclusionary zoning and build a remedy litigation for the next 10 years. So I just wanted to thank the mayor, the administration, and the council for all your efforts in allowing us to get to where we needed to be, complying with the new laws. It was a major step. It was a very difficult legislative process that was in place for us to comply with. Very short deadlines, but we were able to get it done. So I want to thank everyone for that.
Thank you. for your-
And I just want to thank especially Jonathan for his sleepless nights and efforts in guiding us through that process, so thank you.
Still having those sleepless nights, but I do appreciate the recognition as well.
As someone who sits right next to him, I can attest to the gray hair.
Yeah, it's coming in a lot more fuller than it used to be, that's for sure.
Anything else?
That's all I have to
All
report.
right, thank you very much. We're on to council reports. Board of Education, Mr. Aaron.
Thank you, Council President. Long-range committee meetings are scheduled, two more we have on the calendar. Mount Olive High School is scheduled for April 28th, and then May 4th will be Mountain View, and I believe that wraps up the long-range committee meetings. I did see something, I was looking for it to get a date, but there is going to be a reconciliation or a referendum meeting held by the superintendent. I guess the goal is by the end of this year to put a referendum together.
That's on May 18th.
May 18th, thank you. That's all I have.
That's all. All right, Mr. Ferrante, anything on library, recreation? Let me see, do you have another one? Nope, that's
Just
it.
us. Library met last week. March circulation stats were higher this year than last year of March. Friends of the Library have their first book sale on May 16th, and rec was canceled last week, and it'll be rescheduled for either next week or the week of May 6th.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Mr. Mania, anything on legislative or seniors?
Seniors have a trip to a Wind Creek Casino in Bethlehem, PA. The trip is on Thursday, May 7th. The cost is $35, which includes a tip for the driver. Once we get to Wind Creek, each person will be given $25 for play. Also on May 5th, Senior Club Business Meeting and election of new officers. May 12th, meet and greet the senior center organizations. We'll set up tables and information to share. They will be there from 1 to 3 p.m. May 19th, Senior Club Sales Meeting, Social Meeting. May 30th, All-American Parade. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Ruggiero, anything on planning board?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We met on April 16th. We had a couple of resolutions and developments on the docket. One of those of interest is the one on 172 Smithtown Road. The interpretation, and this is strictly for the interpretation of the permitted scope, was passed. I was not eligible to vote for that. Basically defining exactly what the property is to be used for. And we had a no-show. PB 2411 was for International Drive for the Vines, and they were looking for amendment to a resolution. It was under advisement from the council that the planning board really had no jurisdiction as far as colors, designs, and how they like to pretty up the ITC shopping area. So that was left as is. And then finally, we had the one on PB 26-01, Hunkel Equities, and that was a preliminary. And we were asked, there were some questions raised about enough room for a fire truck to be able to enter the property. So that was tabled until May 14th, where they could come back, meet with the fire marshal, and come up with a viable plan so that the fire trucks can actually move onto the property, make a U-turn if need be, and what have you. So it's basically a safety issue. That's all. We'll meet again on May 14th.
All right, thank you. Okay, we're on to our last public portion. Does anyone from the public wish to be heard? You know the drill. State your name and address for the record unless you're exempt under Daniels Law.
Hi, Irene Sergonis, 37 Mount Olive Road, Bud Lake. Colleen's not here, so I would like to tell you that the Open Space Committee is planning a cleanup of the White Trail by, I guess it's the Sweet Spot now, over Old Bud Lake Road there. There's a trail. So that would be May 2nd at 9 a.m., right? So, everybody's welcome to come. Bring gloves. It's going to be a pretty big job. Tomorrow's Earth Day, so we should try to take care of our area. I think that was it. And of course, the water testing is this Saturday. I just, like last week, I was very proud to see the promotions of our police officers, and it was impressive, their education and their training, and as they went down, and that was on Tuesday. Thursday, I went to Delaney Hall we had a prayer service, a rabbi came, and then I'm part of this Singing Resistance. So we're there providing support for the families that come to visit the prisoners there, and we give them some comfort. So there was a real difference between how we were treated in that space and how the officers there are treating people, their lack of training, their lack of education, and the deaths that have occurred. I think we're up to 52 deaths in ICE facilities countrywide, and there's a real difference. I want you to understand that supporting the police or law enforcement does not mean giving them a blank check. I was at the budget hearing with the police chief, and he has a goal of 60 officers, looking at our population, looking at these crowded highways that we have and the safety that we have. But the budget, we could only hire one officer this year because of budget constraints. And the DHS are being given, they paid twice the amount, the assessed amount for that warehouse in Roxbury because they're so flush with money. So I just want to make that point. I have been part of many protests and rallies. I'm part of the safety team. We were trained by retired police officers to be able to do this. I have deep respect for our police and for trained, law enforcement. So that's what I wanted to tell you, because I think many people, they might see us criticizing these atrocities that are happening, thinking that we have no respect for law, and we do. We work with the police all the time. So I just want you to know that. Thank you.
And Ms. Sergone, I just have a question. You said it sold for twice the assessed value? I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that assessed was the word you used.
What is Okay, they're being taxed on that. It's happening across the country, and they're looking into this because there could be corruption.
The only reason I
It's
I
happening
jumped on the word-
across the
only
country.
reason
If you read
I lump
about
on the
it,
word
yes.
assessed is typically an assessment does not necessarily track its market
No,
value.
I think it is market value, but I have to go back to that.
Okay,
But
no, just 'cause
they
your
are-
mention was
they're-
assessed.
They're overpaying. That is a point. They are overpaying for these facilities throughout the nation. And, let me give you the latest on this. May 12th will be a hearing in Newark about this matter for the Roxbury facility. So that will be, and we are very hopeful. Maryland, it was denied, and I think Roxbury, we have to keep up the pressure, but they'll be in the clear. So it's a shame that you guys didn't stand with your neighbors. 10 or 11 environmental groups filed an amicus brief to support the lawsuit for Roxbury and the state of New Jersey. And it was a shame that, nearby communities did not do that. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Mr. Roman, you have anything else for me?
Not at this time.
All right.
Does anyone else from the public wish to be heard? State your name and address for the record unless you're exempt under Daniels Law.
My name is Nina Bradford, and I live at 27 Village Green, Apartment R, in Bud Lake. I've been a resident there for 9 years. I want to begin with something, and I wrote mine out because it's easier for me. I hope you don't mind if I just read it. It's already been an existing problem, and it also has been publicly documented. I'm sure you know that News 12 New Jersey aired a report on the sewage odor problem that we have in Mount Olive. In that report, residents are describing the smell as like you're literally in sewage. And another said it smells like poop inside and out. Sorry, I hope that's an okay word to use. But
We'll bleep you in editing.
I can personally attest to this. I travel through that area on International Drive for my job constantly. And this morning at 9 a.m., it was horrific. It was absolutely horrific. Now, I know you know about this. I know that you're aware. I know I'm not giving you any new news. And I know the mayor was even in the article that News 12 put out. However, I kind of think, how does this not tell us something really important about the existing wastewater problem that we have? It's already under strain. We wouldn't be smelling poop driving through an area all the time. And since Mount Olive and Roxbury are part of a broader connected system through the Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority, doesn't that mean that what affects one town does not stay and contained within its borders? And I'm sure that this has been brought up before. I've been here several times where I've heard other people speak about it. I've been to many of the Roxbury Town Council meetings. So now we're being asked to consider, or Roxbury is, to put a detention facility in that's going to house hundreds and maybe even over 1,000 people. This is going to put an additional strain on the systems that are connected with us. And I can't imagine it getting any worse out there. And I don't know what's being done to correct it, but I would love to know anyway. So Roxbury officials have stated that they do not have the capacity to support this. They're fighting it. The Roxbury mayor, town council have taken a clear opposition opposing the facility, citing exactly that, concerns about water, sewer, infrastructure limitations, and they're actively pursuing legal action. So my question, because this isn't speculation, it's obviously a problem, is how we're being asked to accept that strain. And my question to you is, if Roxbury's own officials have formally opposed this, based on those infrastructure concerns, why haven't you, as the Mount Olive Town Council, taken a similar public position to protect its residents? I can't imagine those people that smell it in their house and outside, that's what they said. What is the value of their home? What if they want to sell it? And it could get worse. It's almost inevitable that it would. Before any project like this moves forward, I really believe, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that believe the same, that we need a clear, transparent, independently verified assessment of whether the system can actually handle it. Not just for Roxbury, but for all the neighboring towns. This is going on in various places. People are meeting in Hopakon, in Stanhope, in Netcong, because we are all connected in some manner or form through the water and waste system. And I think as residents, we deserve to know that existing problems will not be made worse. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, can I just clarify something for the
Yes,
record
please.
and for
Before you
Nina?
do on that, can I just address the questions about Mount Olive Villages?
That's what mine was. It was going to be
You go ahead and do that,
interconnected.
and I'll just follow up with it, Andrew.
So, Ms. Bradford, you mentioned that you were driving down International Drive and the sewer from Roxbury and Mount Olive, that gets treated at the Musconetcong Sewer Authority on International Drive.
I know.
Okay, that's a different odor issue than the village, than the Mount Olive Village's sewer issue, which does not feed into the Musconetcong
Correct.
Sewer Authority. So they're two separate sewer facilities that are not connected. I just wanted to make that clear.
The Mount Olive Villages sewer system is a private system.
I'm not.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
And I want to make sure you understand this too, though. The reason why that system is contributing to the smells is because the system was not properly being maintained by the owners, the private owners of that facility. We are in litigation with Mount Olive Villages because of this. We filed a lawsuit against them in 2024, seeking injunctive relief against them. We wanted to seek a receiver to be appointed to the system to do a complete inspection, full carte blanche inspection of the system, withhold the towers that they were collecting for the collection of these, of the waste, and then put it back into the system to make sure it's properly functioning. Unfortunately, the decision from the court was the DEP has primary enforcement and jurisdictional authority over it, not the township. So that is unfortunate, but we're still in that litigation, and we're still pressing forward with it.
all right, thank you. Does anyone else from the public wish to be heard? Okay, seeing none, I'll close to the public. We're on to council comments. Mr. Ferrante,
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Mr. Mania,
Thank you, Mr. President. I want many thanks and praise to people like Zoe and Tracy Foy for their bravery. Many thanks and praise for them. We need more people like them.
I agree, 100%. Mr. Ruggiero,
I just want to go ahead and commend Tracy and Zoe again for their bravery and selfless actions. And as always, thankful to the public for their commentary.
and Mr. Aaron.
Thank you to Tracy and Zoe for what they did. That was pretty incredible. That's all I have.
And I too want to congratulate Tracy and Zoe, but I also want to congratulate their neighbor who wished to remain anonymous that brought her heroic actions to our attention. I do want to address a couple of comments that were made tonight regarding assessed value and sales. Recently, we had a home that sold on Central Road for $1 million, and we have it assessed at $495,900. So just for the public to be aware, just because a property is assessed a certain amount does not mean that that is its true market value. Also, it was mentioned that about the deaths that happened during ICE. Since 2024, the deaths that have occurred in ICE have been a result of heart disease, cardiovascular failure, diabetes complication, respiratory failure, kidney failure, unrelated infections, and alcohol withdrawal. What I hear all the time is about sympathy, and I agree, we should always treat our prisoners and detainees with minimum, kindness and for their safety. But what I don't hear is what happens with unmitigated and uncontrollable illegal immigration. I could speak here for an hour straight, all the names that have been affected by illegal immigration, but I won't do that. They're very easily attainable, and I will, as I've said before, I will stand by law enforcement, and if there are laws that we disagree with, then petition your legislators to change the law. With regards to sewer, as previously mentioned, our sewer systems are broken up, and if I, for any reason, or any other council member, I'm pretty sure, felt that any activity occurring in another municipality was going to affect our residents in any deleterious way, we would speak up, I myself included. So until I am presented with anything that shows that any facility is going to affect the residents of Mount Olive, I will leave that up to Roxbury. And with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Seeing none, meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.